Right hand from Duddy. Both men must be so very tired now. They're both 28 years of age. And it's, well, hats off to the conditioners, the training camp. Smisher slugging away. More authority from Duddy, who's moving so much better than he did in the first half of the fight. But still, the defence. Where are the hands, Jim, when he needs them?
Yeah, they disappeared, but the head movement was very good. He was slipping most of those shots. But we should have been seeing this earlier in the fight, before the damage was done, before panic had to set in, and he's been forced onto this type of defensive boxing. But maybe a lesson will be learned tonight here for John Duddy, but somehow I doubt it. I think what you see here is what you're always going to get.
Yeah, that appeal to Don Turner in the corner told us so much, didn't it? The warrior John Duddy wants to do it for the people, but he's got to think about himself. Slightly calmer now, at last.
Yeah, and I have to be honest, I haven't heard too much good advice in the corner. They allowed him to box the way he was boxing in the first couple of rounds, even when the damage started to show itself. That is a horrendous cut. He is lucky. I mean, in a fight, can you imagine a fight like this abroad, sustaining that injury? You would be out of there straight away. He's favoured, obviously, because he's the home boy, sold the tickets, and officials are influenced by that. The horrendous cut. Well, how good will this man be?
Sultan Ibragimov. It's his big night. The southpaw. He's getting jeered by this crowd. I'll tell you what, it's been a real buzz this week, hasn't there, Jim, ahead of this one?
It has. It's amazing. I mean, I think that the Americans have decided, okay, we don't have too many heavyweights of our own, so let's pick one, and they seem to have picked Klitschko.
Well, the Americans have adopted John Duddy from Ireland as their own here in New York. He's not let them down in terms of value for money. Selling the $250,000 worth of tickets for a non-title affair. And he is putting it all on the line. But there have been many shaky moments and many questions raised here.
I mean, I wonder maybe he didn't give the respect to Smisher that he's due. Maybe he felt he could blast him out of there, and that was the reason for the tactics. I mean, he didn't box like that against Howard Eastman. So I wonder, is it just one of these crazy performances, hot-headed performances that we will not see again? But part of me, I'm not convincing myself.
Pete Eastman 96-94 on points, came on strong in the last few rounds, but well, Howard's a sort of wise old pro, and he said afterwards that Duddy needs a lot of work if he's going to live at world title level, and I think he's right.
He is right, but as I said in the previous round, is he going to get an awful lot better than this? Has he just set himself up to fight like this? He's 28. This seems to be the way he wants to do business. So, with the toughness that he has, the freshness, the pace he can fight at, you'd have to give him a chance against Kelly Pavlik, who, as I was saying, is a little bit vulnerable himself.
It would certainly be exciting for several rounds. Pretty much all John Duddy fights are. But these sort of fights shorten your career, don't they?
Yeah, but without a doubt, I mean, there's certainly no signs of wear and tear. Still plenty of life in his boxing here. This was a horrendously hard fight for the first 5 rounds or so. Then he started showing a bit of sense. Still caught with too many counters. This is good action again.
Incredible resolve from both of these, especially, I'd say, Walid Smisher, who's not expected to win, wasn't, came in, didn't want to be the fall guy, said this was his chance to shine, And he's given a really good account of himself.
Still coming forward, Smisher, but not throwing anything like the number of punches he was earlier.
Duddy drawing away through his better boxing. Left hand, just not with the power from Smisher. But his heart, well, it's been phenomenal.
Okay, guys, last round. Touch him up. Last round, touch him up.
Work like you never worked before. Mais travail intelligent, pas comme un fou, ok? Pas lance comme toi ouvert. Lance faux, mais
work like you've never worked before. Otis Grant in there. Many of you may have remembered the Ryan Rhodes fight all those years ago.
Come on, ground is big.
Grant, a good chap around the scene. And his charge. Well, he has not let him down, not one iota.
Touch him up, touch him up, touch him up.
Well, every ticket that John Duddy sold tonight, he'll sell again next time he boxes.
Big smile on the face of John Duddy as they touch gloves for the final round of what's been an epic battle here at Madison Square Garden. And he's pulled away, John Duddy.
Yeah, well, you see, I have him in a handy lead here, but that scorecard does not tell the story of this fight. Nothing like it. He's better boxing over the last few rounds. He's built him a healthy lead on my card. But boy, has he had to work for it.
Cut by both eyes, and the really savage one, which they got under control, but many referees may have chosen to stop it. Could have been fortunate tonight, John Duddy. 3 judges at ringside: Frank Lombardi, John McKay and Don Trella. I'm sure they're seeing pretty much what you are. It was toe-to-toe, and then it's been more cultured. Well, slightly.
Yeah, I mean, Duddy, since he changed to John Duddy, the boxer, some tough rounds, some tough exchanges, but he's always been that little bit busier. He's worked in almost every second of the round. Whereas Smisher has been that little bit more sporadic, landing good shots, good counters. But no question, Duddy has been in the driver's seat for the second half of this one.
He's popping out the jab. Sensible this from John Duddy. But again, walking into a couple of headshots. Right hand from Smisher, who's not finished yet. What a hard, grueling night's work.
Yeah, tired-looking punches now from Smisher, but little wonder what he's put into this. Duddy must train like a demon in the gymnasium. Certainly left nothing to chance. He's in fantastic condition here.
He's outlasted and outboxed Smisher down the stretch. That's more encouraging after worrying signs in some of the earlier rounds. The cut severe, how long's that going to keep him out? And I wonder what they're going to say when they go back to the gym, back to the drawing board. Is he ready for a world title shot?
Well, that's the kind of cut, Adam, that could require some plastic surgery and a long time out. It's broad, it's deep, they've stopped the bleeding, and that's the reason he's still in there.
Good jab from Duddy. Ricky Hatton-esque support in New York. It's like Hatton enjoys in Manchester. Both got so much charisma. They're exciting. Doesn't Duddy need more? Should still remain unbeaten, though. 15 seconds left of what's been a high-octane, entertaining and bitterly fought battle.
Joe, this has been a tremendous battle. The top of the bill has a lot to live up to. What a tremendous battle, yep. Comfortable points-wise, but how tough was that for John Duddy?
Yep, they knocked lumps out of each other for 10 rounds, and there is the hug of respect at the end. Walid Smisher, whatever happens, will go back to Montreal with his head held high, and there will be, well, some feedback on this Duddy performance.
Well, I have it fairly wide, 90, 98, 90, 92. Wouldn't surprise me if the judges have it a little bit tighter, but I can't make a case for Shet winning this. But what a tremendous battle it was.
He likes to excite. I mean, it's good Don Turner's a sort of mild man, because otherwise he'd give him nightmares, wouldn't he, with all that?
Yeah, but maybe that's one of the problems. He's such a nice man. I think someone has to get a hold of John Duddy, pull him to the side, grab him by the ears and say, listen here, you're going to have to change. You're making fights tougher than they have to be. You can please the fans without taking needless shots for 10 rounds, but that's what he did tonight.
Will the Irish Ropes promotional team accept the match with Kelly Pavlik on June the 7th? Is there enough time with the cut? Is it the right thing to do?
Now, I think the cut's going to keep him out for a long time. As I say, there may be some surgery required. It's a horrendous cut. The corner did tremendous work in keeping it, stopping it from bleeding. Because it's not bleeding does not mean it is not horrendous. And there's plenty of states where that fight would have been stopped as soon as that cut occurred. Look at it there.
Nasty. Wide open. Water to freshen him. And Walid Smisher, well, he deserves a lot of credit for that.
Well, there were times when this man looked one punch away from causing a massive upset and breaking a few thousand hearts here in Madison Square Garden, but just didn't punch hard enough to do that. And Duddy, unbelievable toughness he has.
He told me this week, Smisher, that Irish eyes will not be smiling, they'll be crying at the end of it. He wasn't far off. And Don Turner, a relieved man with John Duddy.
Yeah, and I think they look more relieved than pleased. I mean, Duddy has the face of a man who knows he's won, but knows he should have done better.
We don't know it officially yet, but we're about to find out. I think John Duddy will have got through.
Boxing fans, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Franklin Marty scores the fight 95-95, even. Judges John McKay and Don Trella both score the bout 98-92 for your winner by majority decision from Derry City, Ireland, John Duddy!
Duddy remains unbeaten in 24. One judge saw it as a draw. Not sure about that. The other two pretty much spot on. Smisher, well, hats off to him for his part in that. The fans go home.